Emma Jones, and I'm here today with Stuart.Brown, who is the Director of Financial Services at EMPEQ. So hello and welcome, Stuart. Thanks for talking with me today.
Well, it's my pleasure, Emma. It's good to see you again. Thank you.
So I know you have over 35 years of experience in the industry, but can you speak a little bit more to your expertise?
Sure. As I like to call it, my 2 weeks of doing this, but yeah, it's coming up on 36 years. So my background is commercial, industrial, nonprofit, and municipal leasing, or as I like to call tax-exempt lease purchase is the actual product. But over my years in business, our focus is to help people that sell things utilize financing in order to advance projects and sales. So, very simply, we are integrating ourselves into sales teams to help them succeed. It's just as simply as I can put it. So it's certainly interesting times out there, and obviously a lot to talk about. So
definitely, we can see that with COVID and the pandemic coming around, there's a lot of stress in the market. So what are you seeing and hearing from your conversations?
Sure. So, on the banking side, I've heard some that have put lending on hold and some big names that I was a little surprised at, and I think a lot of it really depends on their portfolio. If you've got institutions that are heavily invested into cruise lines and hotels, franchise businesses, restaurants, those are the ones that are taking hits, are showing higher delinquencies. I've spoken to people that are on their second go round of deferrals, which obviously is not something that's sustainable, but they're doing their level best to try to help small business out and mid-sized businesses. So so they're slowed up a little bit, taking a pause, and that should, we hope, come back as we think it will. The flip side is that in a lot of our markets, which is generally commercial, industrial, municipal, utility programs, so on and so forth, there's money available for sure out there, and we're doing transactions.
There's a lot of buzz right now along ventilation and building safety. So what are you seeing there with so much focus on safety and the reduction of disease transmission?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because generally, if we're looking at a project, I'm just going to use an example of multiple energy reduction assets. So a typical project might be mechanical or chillers alone, or mechanical and chillers with automation. And we're seeing a trend now where people are saying that there's ventilation, for instance, technology that is energy saving. And we're seeing more requests to have these types of measures rolled into these projects, or even doing them standalone, whether it's in schools, healthcare, manufacturing. So that's a trend we see, along with the lighting and automation and chillers and boilers and everything else. So that's a little bit of a market change. I think one thing I've noticed out there is projects have slowed down a little bit, not in the need or the desire to get them done, but I guess the pace of which things are happening. And I don't know whether some of it's folks holding on to liquidity. I think that's a big thing right now. But there's still a desire to get things done. And so our job is to step in and help that out however we can.
So when it comes into stepping in and helping out, generally speaking, what are some types of financial resources that are available right now?
Yeah, so great question. And, when we serve vendors or contractors or ESCOs or whatever, we come with a range of products. We start at $20,000 and go up into the millions. So we have a small, middle, and large ticket platform. We do tax-exempt lease purchases, which we love. We have traditional finance and capital lease. We have a firm term rental agreement that's helpful. And we also have our subscription agreement, which is an off-balance sheet product. And so with all these different types of financial products that run the scale of term from 2 years to 10 or even 15, there's a lot of bandwidth out there depending on the asset and the balance sheet, the credits. Obviously, that still exists in the world. You know, people still look at that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of bandwidth for us to be impactful and help advance projects along and do it competitively.
And so along with that, if anyone has any questions or would like to talk to you more about the resources and solutions that you can provide, where can they contact you?
The best way to get me is my direct dial, or you can reach me at Stuart, that's Stuart.Brown at EMPEQ, EMPEQ.co. And I'm always happy to chat and try to listen and understand projects and try to do what we can to help everybody out.
Thank you for chatting with me today.
Great. Thanks a lot, Emma, and best of luck, and for everybody, be safe.